Do you live in an echo chamber? Or are you risking being humbled? So a lot of society these days, a lot of social media, a lot of these things that we have out there are essentially an opportunity for an echo chamber. Now, what the internet and all that kind of stuff, in my opinion, was meant to be was this opening up of ideas that we could explore, this expanse of ideas, and be exposed to all these differing opinions and grow and be challenged and pushed forward and truly see like what's out there and to be challenged on our ideas, because myself included, an idea that cannot be challenged isn't an idea, it is dogmatic. And it's not, it becomes a faith, it becomes dogmatic, it becomes a cult, it becomes those kinds of things. You need to be able to have open discussions with people about topics. And it doesn't mean you need to come away agreeing, but you at least need to be able to debate it, not just be like, well, you're fucking wrong because you don't agree with me. And yet that's what a lot of our society has gotten to. And we live in an echo chamber, and social media and these kinds of things have exacerbated this astronomically, because you just basically choose to follow and surround yourself with people who have the same ideas. And then it just reaffirms your bias. It creates confirmation bias that we're all on the same page. Everybody agrees with the same thing. We all believe the same thing. And those people who don't are on the other side. It's called othering, where instead of coming together and supporting each other for being a community and other kind of stuff, the main thing that unites you is that those people over there are different and they're others. And we don't like them because they're others. And this overall is a problem. But it also becomes a problem in the point that we never get, if we only surround ourselves with people who have the same views or the same ideas, or who aren't willing to challenge you on your ideas, you can get caught up in them. You can get too close to the situation, and it can be a problem. It can be that you are so caught up in your own shit and your own echo chamber and your own biases that you can't realize the hypocrisy. You can't realize the issues that are being faced. You can't realize when things are wrong. And it comes down to twofold. It's why you need a really strong inner circle. You need people who truly, deeply care about you and are willing to hold that line and hold that standard for you and call you out on your bullshit. And it's part of what I am creating with 126, is creating that brotherhood who are united under one banner of us together, not against others, not judging them, not othering them, but us together as a unified front of brotherhood who will uplift and support each other. But you do need a really tight inner circle, as I said, to be able to have people who will hold the standard for you, who are going to say the tough things to you and call you when you fuck up, call you out on your bullshit when you fuck up and you do the wrong things and you're not holding true to the standard that you set for yourself. Because true friends will weather the storm. True friends will know that they can say those things to you and it not be taken in malice or hate or discouragement or anything like that. It can be taken in, as it should be, the love and adoration it is, because it's this line of, you are not living up to the standard that you set for yourself. You are not being the man that you claim you are. You are all talk and no action. And you need those people in your corner. You need those people who are willing to even sometimes receive the wrath that you will throw down on them because they're going to hold you to that standard. And this can vary in many things. Obviously, in 126, it's about being the best father, husband, and man you can be. It's about keeping your word. It's about doing those things. But it can be in the other areas. It can be when you're not living up to the man you should be in a relationship, or that the relationship is wrong for you. It can be in when you're living in mediocrity and not stepping up and taking the risk to be the man you know you should be, whether that's in business or pursuing a business or stepping outside of your comfort zone. It can be physical, it can be mental, it can be emotional, it can be that holding the line for you, and you need those types of people in your corner. You need to have friends, brotherhood, men, whatever word you want to call it, inner circle, those who will hold the line for you, who will hold that standard and hold you to it, no matter the consequences. And as I said, that's part of what 126 is. It's to create that brotherhood for you. It's to create that legacy and inner circle who is going to have the tough conversations with you and let you know when you are fucking up. And I cannot emphasize how important that is, especially as men. We do not have usually those friendships. We do not have those close relationships that are going to hold us to those standards, that are going to give us those things that we need. We don't have that. It was something like, I'll probably get the dates wrong, but since 2010, in 2010, roughly 3% of the population identified that they only had one or no true friends. And in 2024, it's risen to 15% that have no true friends. And that's a concerning thing. We as men need different bonds and relationships, but we need strong friendships that will hold the line and call us out when things are slipping away. And I say this because I had that happen to me. That happened to me today. I had a friend, and the honest truth is I got lectured today. I took a smackdown, and that was the nicer version of what could have been said. And it hurt. It hurt a fucking lot. And I got called out on my hypocrisy. You know, I'm on here and I'm talking to you about being the best man, husband, and father that you can possibly be, and how these tools lead you to that. And it has been highlighted to me that I need to emphasize how these things lead. They're a flow-on effect and the halo effect that they have on that. But within that, I got called out on two main areas. And as I said to you the other day, I'm a deeply, deeply flawed man who is on the journey of working out how to solve these flaws, working out how to become the best version of myself, and sharing that with you and documenting the process so that you can join me on this journey. But I am by no stretch of the imagination perfect. I am deeply flawed and have many issues that I'm using this process, this journey, to figure out and get better at. And as I said, today I got my ass fucking handed to me on that one because I was not I was being incongruent. I was not being in authentic alignment with the man that I'm claiming to be here, the man I'm wanting to be. And coming back to that idea of an echo chamber, the biggest problem is that I was so close to it that I didn't even notice it. And I said that to my friend. I was like, thank you. And then they're like, here's your chance to respond. And I was like, I've got nothing to say. I am here to take extreme ownership of my flaws, of my shortcomings, of when I have been wrong. And I am also cognizant enough to know that I am often blind to my own shortcomings, especially in the moment. And they called me out on one, and I'm going to have to go take some time to figure this one out. They'd come over, and they were spending time with my children. And, I was planning to take Connor for my weighted walk, and he decided he didn't want to borrow that. And I'd already decided that I was going on my weighted walk. And so my beautiful, diligent, caring wife was like, oh, well, I guess I'm not getting my hour off now. Because it was supposed to be her downtime from the kids. My incredible wife is a stay-at-home mum. And it is the hardest, statistically speaking, in the top 3 hardest jobs in the world are in line with frontline military operator and ER doctor. And I fucked up because I didn't even notice. She said yes. I was like, cool. I said I'm keeping my word. I'm out for a walk. Here I go, on my walk. And this is massive incongruency with what I'm teaching here. I'm claiming that it's all about family. It's all about being the best man and keeping your word and showing them and leading by example and being the best father, husband, and man. And here I am literally being like, well, I got shit to do. See ya. While she suffers alone. While she suffers again. And as I said, I'm going to have to go home and I'm going to have to sit with this, because it shook me, because I didn't notice that I'd fucked up this bad. And I would like to think that I am better than this most of the time. But now I need to go back and question it. And this right here is why you need people in your corner who will call you out on your bullshit, who will hold you to that standard. Because now I need to go back and I need to question it. I need to be aware and cognizant of what is going on. I need to take time to stop and reflect on, am I doing this more frequently than I'd like to admit? Am I not being the best father, not being the best husband, not leading by example for those in my community? I'm just ticking boxes. Because if I'm just ticking boxes for the sake of ticking boxes, that's a fucking problem. That defeats the whole purpose of what I'm trying to do here. And look, if that happens sometimes, that's par for the course. That will happen in life. You will make poor choices sometimes, and it is what it is. But if it's happening more than occasionally, if it's happening more than, sporadically, that is an issue. And I need to take some time and I need to reflect on that. Because they called me out on multiple areas. And as I said, I didn't enjoy it. I didn't enjoy it at all. It was an awful fucking beatdown of my ego and who I'm thinking I am, and the moment that I'm going to have to go away and spend time on this. That's a fucking problem. But it's an opportunity for growth. If I'm willing to and able to take extreme ownership of this, of these mistakes, of these fuck-ups, if I can go back and be aware and start taking conscious thought and look at what I'm doing, there's an opportunity for incredible growth from this situation. And that's what I want to take from this. That's what I want to utilize this for. Because I was also called out in, what I dubbed my shadow career. That, as I've said before, I am meant to be here. I am meant to be doing this. And I can feel it, that this is my calling, to make an impact on men's lives doing this, to teach you by leading by example how this can be done. But on the flip side, I've built a successful business. I've been running a very successful personal training studio for 11 years. It's what puts a roof over our head. It's put food on our table. And I've started mentally checking out because my head's in here. This is what I'm meant to be doing. And look, I firmly believe that I will build this to a situation where this will be my full income and I can take a step back from that other business and just focus solely on doing this. But I'm not there yet. And if I'm not careful, as I work on the transition, as I move from something I've poured my blood, sweat and tears into and impacted lives for years upon years doing, and progress into this new phase of my life, if I'm not careful, I could burn it all down, and then we're in real fucking trouble. If there is no longer an income, as I said, my wife has the hardest job in the world. She's a stay-at-home mum. But my business provides our entire life. So I've been dropping the ball on that. It has been abundantly evident that I might be physically in the business, but I wasn't mentally in the business. And that's part of the challenge. It's part of the growth phase, that how you do anything is how you do everything. And as I said, today was a fucking beatdown because I got shown my hypocrisy in all the motherfucking areas. In all the areas that I thought I was killing it. And yet I wasn't. The things that I teach, that family comes first, that my kids and my wife are my number one thing. And yet here I am sacrificing them to tick a box to keep my word. But I'm not keeping my word to them. Here I am, teaching how you do anything is how you do everything. And yet I'm not showing up as the best version of myself. I am not delivering this in the incredible service and results that I am paid to deliver, and that I am 100% capable of. I could do that stuff in my sleep, and yet I'm so caught up in this, in being the best fucking version of myself here, that I didn't even notice that I was letting it slip, that others could tell that I wasn't there, that my head was not in the right place. And so that's a problem. That is a serious, serious problem, and something that needs to be changed, something that needs to be adjusted. And so it's time for introspection. It's time for reflection. It's time to take a cold, hard look at who I am as a man and what I am leading and what I am demonstrating. Am I truly being the best version of myself, the greatest version? Am I showing what it means to be a man to my kids and my wife and those that I lead? Or is it all a sham? Is it all just to tick a box, to work out hard and to lead that kind of stuff? And as I said to him, and I said to you as well, that they were like, you talk about fitness being just the tool. And I'm like, that's correct. It is the tool to discipline. It is the tool to teach effort and the ability to push through pain and the ability to just do hard fucking work and to train your mind to push through and overcome difficult obstacles. And they're like, yeah, but fitness is easy for you. You enjoy it. Like, you look forward to your workouts. Yes, you work out fucking hard, but you take great pride in that. And I was like, yeah. It's why in phase 2 I had to write my sacrifice list. It's why in phase 2 I had to go into the things that make me physically anxious about it. It's why in phase 2 I had to elevate the game, that I was willing to sacrifice literally everything that wasn't family, business, and health. Because none of the rest served me. But part of it was also, at the end of phase 1, working out 45 minutes a day, hard workout, easy. Going for a 45-minute walk, easy. Staying on nutrition, easy. Doing the daily photo, easy. Drinking the 4 liters of water, easy. doing these things is, like, as it's meant to be, become effortless. Yes, it is incredibly daunting to your average person, but to me, that's just life. That doesn't serve the purpose anymore. It's why I had to elevate to, for me, an unprecedented level, to see what I was truly capable of, and also to leave it all out there, to truly leave it out there and see what I could do. And that's what phase 2 is. And it's fucking hard. Literally every day that I think about this and that I'm going to do this for 126 days, it gives me a little bit of anxiety. And I have to bring it back to one day at a time, one step at a time, one moment at a time. One step forward. Don't focus on the end, just focus on today. And for one day, I can do this. For one day, this is possible. For one day, this is doable. And then you just do another day, and another day, and another day. It's like building a mountain with paint. You do it with one stroke at a time. Layer after layer after layer after layer, and eventually you've built this mountain. That's what this is. So I can't think of the end goal. I just have to focus on today in making it the best fucking possible day. While being aware of who I am and what I'm doing and the actions I'm taking around my family, my kids, my wife, and those that I serve. Am I showing up as that man that I claim I am? Am I? And for this, I need people in my corner who are going to hold me accountable. I need people in my corner who are going to call me out on it. It's part of also this, that I need to make sure that my message is constantly congruent with what I actually believe. So I will have so much footage out there, I'll have so much of this done every single day that I can keep track. Am I losing sight and am I falling out of congruency with the man that I am? If so, it's time to course correct. And that's okay, as long as I'm aware of it. As long as I'm aware of my shortcomings, and then I can change them. It's when we lose the self-awareness that we run into problems. So, yeah. Standard platitudes at the end of that all. I hope this spoke to you. I hope this resonated with you. I hope this gave you an insight into what this is like as I go through this journey and you follow along and you join me on this journey. And I hope it struck a chord. And if it did, please comment, let me know how. Like, subscribe so you can catch all the ones. This happens every single day. There will be daily videos, daily podcasts here for you to enjoy. Now, if you're ready to take the next step, please click the link in my bio and join the Daily Greatness Mail, where you will get daily updates on ways that you can chase your greatness to become the best husband, father, and man that you physically can be, as well as early access to things like our membership sites and other things that we are working on. Lastly, if you are ready to burn the motherfucking boats, to go all in on yourself and become the best version of yourself, to cut away all the things that do not serve you, please message me directly and let's throw you in the deep end. Let's get you into 126 to greatness and to see what is truly possible for you. But until then,